large numbers of people, according to the crime survey, say they have been domestically abused. 1 in 4 women, 1 in 6 men, so huge numbers of people across Britain. It's an important issue for employers, as I've discovered from talking to them, because they know that if people are facing domestic abuse and they believe that if they are involved in perpetrating domestic abuse, that affects what happens at work, that they are absent, that they take time off without explaining what's happening because they're embarrassed, and that some people actually lose their jobs. So for employers it's very important, and of course for some employers it's much more expensive even than that. I've been with an employer recently where one of his staff was murdered, and he reacted very positively, very helpfully once this awful event had occurred, but it affected a large number of other staff in the business. He had to give people time off, he had to pay for counselling, so it was a huge cost for the business. Well, I'm very pleased to say that employers have been very imaginative. They've thought about what fits their own business. Numbers of them have, of course, provided training for individual members of staff, appointed often ambassadors across the business who they identify as being people that people can consult about domestic abuse to find out about it, or indeed because they're worried about a colleague or a friend or a relative, or indeed because they're facing it themselves and they want help. Many employers have developed policies to put this into effect. Many employers have found that the best way is to ask people who come to them, what can we do to help? And we had one employer who said that a member of their staff had said, yes, what would really help her is if she could have a private room at lunchtime where she could make phone calls to her lawyer or to those agencies, where she wouldn't have to use her own mobile because her partner checked her mobile every evening. And they did that. And another employer, asking what could they do, was told by the person, well, the thing that she found most frightening was the journey from the workplace to the tube. And they said, well, I'm sure we can find some volunteers who will walk with you, make sure you get on the tube safely. And they did that for a month, after which she said, I feel fine now, I've left, I don't think that I'm being followed anymore, and she felt really confident to get on with her life. The only ask to employers is that they should be willing to do something for their own employees within their own business or organisation that fits that business or organisation. That's what they have to commit to. There's no fee, there's nothing else that is required. And if people do that, they become members, they immediately come onto the list of employers, they immediately get invited to conferences and network meetings.